First Nocturne. Lesson from the Book of Genesis. And Malaleel lived 65 years, and begot Jared. And Malaleel lived after he begot Jared 830 years, and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Malaleel were 895 years, and he died. And Jared lived 162 years, and begot Hanoch. And Jared lived after he begot Hanoch 800 years, and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Jared were 962 years, and he died. And Hanoch lived 65 years, and begot Methuselah. And Hanoch walked with God, and lived after he begot Methuselah 300 years, and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Hanoch were 365 years. And he walked with God, and was seen no more, because God took him. And Methuselah lived 187 years, and begot Lamech. And Methuselah lived after he begot Lamech 782 years, and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died. And Lamech lived 182 years, and begot a son. And he called his name No, saying, This same shall comfort us from the works and labors of our hands on the earth which the Lord hath cursed. And Lamech lived after he begot No 595 years, and he begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Lamech came to 777 years, and he died. But thou, O Lord, have mercy upon us. Thanks be to God. Second Nocturne. The holy Abbot Romuald was the son of one Sergius, of a noble family of Ravenna. While he was still very young, he went to a neighboring monastery at Classis to do penance. While he was there he heard a discourse by a monk, which stirred him up strongly to aim at godliness of living. And he had afterwards in the church by night 2 visions in which the blessed servant of God Apollinaris foretold to him that he should become a monk himself. He accordingly did so, and soon afterwards betook himself to one Marinus, whose holy life and strict discipline were then much noised about in all the coasts of the Venetians, that he might by his teaching and guidance attain towards the hard and lofty point of perfection. The more he was assailed by the wiles of Satan and the unkindness of men, the more did he exercise himself in lowliness, with continual fasting and prayer, and rejoice in thinking of heavenly things, with abundance of tears. And all the while he bore so bright a face as gladdened all who looked on him. He was held in great honor by princes and kings, and his counsel moved many to leave the blandishments of the world and withdraw to the desert. He had such a burning desire to obtain the crown of martyrdom that he set out for Pannonia on purpose to seek it, but, falling into sickness whenever he went forward though growing strong again whenever he drew back, he behoved to return home. God worked miracles by him both during his life and after his death, and likewise gave him the gift of prophecy. Like the patriarch Jacob, he saw a ladder reaching from earth to heaven, and men in white garments ascending and descending upon it, in whom he marvelously knew were represented the monks of the Camaldolese Institute, of which he was the founder. At the age of 120 years, of which he had spent 100 in serving God in great hardness, he passed into his presence, in the year of salvation 1027. 5 years after his death, his body was found incorrupt, and laid in a magnificent grave in the church of his order at Fabriano. But thou, O Lord, have mercy upon us. Thanks be to God. Third Nocturne. From the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. At that time Peter said to Jesus, Behold, we have left all and followed you. What then shall we have? And Jesus said to them, Amen, I say to you that you who have followed me, in the regeneration when the Son of Man shall sit on the throne of his glory, shall also sit on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And everyone who has left house or brothers, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall possess life everlasting. Laus Tibi, Christa. Sermon of the Venerable Bede, priest at Jarrow. If thou wilt be perfect, saith Christ, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and come and follow me, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven. Yea, treasure that passeth not away. Unto such saith Jesus, at the questioning of Peter, Amen, I say unto you, that ye which have followed me, in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. He taught them, which work for his name's sake in this life, to look for their reward in another life, that is, in the regeneration. In the regeneration. When we who have been born dying creatures into a dying life, shall in the resurrection be born again into an undying life. And soothly, it is a just retribution, that they who, while they were yet here, have for Christ's sake set no store by being great among men, should there by Christ be singularly glorified to be the assessors of his judgment seat, even they whom nothing here could turn aside from being the followers of his footsteps. Nevertheless, let there be no man that believeth that the 12 apostles only, among whom Matthias holdeth that place from which Judas by transgression fell, that they only shall judge, even as the 12 tribes of Israel shall not alone be judged, for then were the tribe of Levi, which is the 13th, unjudged. Moreover, then, were Paul, who is the 13th apostle, deprived of all part in the judgment. Whereas he saith of himself, Know ye not that we shall judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life? But it behoveth us to know that every one who hath forsaken all and followed Christ, as did the apostles, shall also come with him to judgment, even as every man shall stand at his judgment seat. And the Scriptures use often to signify all by this number 12. By the 12 thrones of the apostles are signified the thrones of all them that shall judge, and by the 12 tribes of Israel, the whole number of them that shall be judged. Thanks be to God.